Hello, everybody. What is up? How do I have a thumbs up? I haven't even come on yet. Mom is out of surgery, and this is huge. It's huge what happened today. And I want to just share what, from an overall mission perspective of Starseed Mission, we have now linked back into the very highest timeline that any of our souls ever could have possibly dreamt before we came back in. Everybody that came back in, and meaning you were most likely have figured out in the past 24 hours, or you are about to in the next week, understand fully how your entire existence in life in this body has led you to this exact moment. And especially if you only have Saturn retrograde. If you only have Saturn retrograde in your chart, then that means you have done this, and you have done this, and you have done this, and then you are gonna wake the fuck up all at once and remember why you did all of it, and then you're gonna know immediately what to do. Because if you have Saturn retrograde, that means that you've been underneath unconscious this whole time, just allowing it to be done to you, and there ain't no other truth than that. So as soon as you wake up and you initiate, then you will know what to do next. Right now, my main message to the entire planet is that this shit is a restart. And everybody needs to right now get energetically right with themselves. And this is all of us on every side, because what I have been shown in the past 3 days is how damn powerful we were to our twins, as we were in emotion, as they were yelling at us, as we were yelling at them. And whatever you said or called in could have blipped your own self out of existence with each other. And that is the truth. And I have seen it and witnessed it myself. I can tell you exactly when Christy left the building, because I called it in on myself, not realizing that I did. Now I know that I do everything to set up to show me not to do it again. And that was me at the very end using my power in order to show me, because I used my power to put me under. I used my power to put us all starseeds back under. We had to go back in, and we had to sit, and we had to wait, because we had to close out this H gate that was opened up dimensionally from Ophiuchus in order to bring in a black dragon energy through a fucking portal, through Heath Ledger, through starseeds that always incarnate here in order to evolutionary change the existence of human genome, to bring you to a higher caliber of frequency, to learn how to create and manifest in this realm. And instead, what was being happening is that they were trapping them in all different fucking dimensions, and then holding open the consciousness of a star to birth whatever the fuck they decided they were going to conjure up and bring through and kill off whatever ones and triangulate all of us who, you know who you are, then you're still triangulated to the one who does know who they are. And that is for every being that is on this planet. So what is about to happen is, if you went through a major shift, then you know what I mean. All of a sudden, your life is upside down. All of a sudden, you energetically are not going to fit into your life. Now, for those of us who are warrior angels that have been through this shit, and those of us who walk the shadow, my fucking biker sisters, because that's what the fuck we are. There ain't no bitch in the world that rides like us with our men. And the thing is, all of us are just getting pulled out at the same thing. And do you know that the only way that we save this planet is through a heartstring of compassion for those of us who were both in the dark fighting each other, all knowing a while we were killing ourselves and the one that we loved. And right now, what I'm telling you is, our masculines on the planet are getting a big holy shit of that, because it's the first part of the process. The first part of the process is energetically seeing, when you get hit with this ray, then what happens is you energetically retune automatically, especially if you're a hybrid that is built for it, and especially if you were undercover this whole time, because the only way that you can change anything down here is if you lived it right the hell now, which is why every single one of our men are in it up into their eyeballs right now. Now, here is the thing. Us as queens, as us as women, our crazy ass journey since July of 2019 was doing one thing. We've been walking the paths of our men. Anything that came at you, especially if you're man and if your twin is in super, and I say men because most of them are. If they were super undercover, so much so, that means that they are so powerful that they put themselves there in order to be shock activated. So in the midst of it all, they can flip the game. Because we don't play around here. So what's happening right now is that everybody just needs to get right with what the hell has been going on. And if you have been harboring bit, and if you have been using starseeds in order to make you bit, and if you have been quantumly engineering energy and fucking with me, then you've been messing every single one of y'all, which is how it was set up. So I know every single one of you now dealing with an aspect of what the hell I've been talking about if your man is deep undercover from himself, from you, because there's no way in hell that he would do that to you, and you know it, which is why they were spinning us out on it. So what they're seeing right now is how they've been being utilized by what we would consider a dark force. And what it was an energetic timeline that we allowed to be written so we could trumpet the fuck right now. And now all of our stories and what the original unified story and the original story of creation and existence are all unfolding right now. Because this is the age of Sagittarius. This ain't no golden age. Let's just everybody get that. That's wrong. This ain't gold. This is crystalline. And you better bet it is going to snow fucking a lot. Because every single time our human energy is released, it goes up and turns into crystalline, and it is going to snow, and it is going to break a grid, and you can think of it as money falling from the sky. Because at the bottom end of it, they went right for us once again to our girls, because nobody remembers the girls, do they? But the girls. So you see, everybody else thought this war was over, but my friends, no. It wasn't over until just now. And the two forgotten ones that came here to get it done, we just pulled it off with an entire crew of starseeds, and thank you every single fucking one of you. We did it. It's done. So what's happening now is that we have a magnetic pole flip in energetics, and you are getting returned to whatever energy and whatever codes your soul is transmuting, and there ain't no buy, barter, or no fucking way that you can interfere with any of that. So everybody needs to get in your mind and connect to all your brothers and sisters and give everybody love, because we cannot have a bunch of hybrid men losing their shit right now. They're going to get a massive activation and understanding of whatever part they have played in what ended up blowing up their daughters and their mothers and their sisters. And I can promise you they care. But as they see it, what you have to coach them through is do not be a pansy with them. Do not coddle them. You show them love and you show them affection, but you speak your truth as a maternal matriarch. I almost ran this light. I did run that light. Purple car. 2 in front, 1 in the middle. 9604-9022-189. JVJ. JVJ 144115166 213246666. Cut. 666 cut from the 9. 666 now 999 Trump. United States calling me. Welcome to my world, right? So, as ascended matriarch mothers, because that's what we are, and we love our men and we love our children, and that is the only reason we came back to this planet to do anything, which is why we inherit it all. And the ones who have utilized this transition in order to do whatever the fuck, then that has been blocked and it has been cut at the very seed of it, and it no longer ceases to exist. And so that energy is flipping. And see, this is where, like, I ended up in New Orleans in 2013 when the final Mayan count of 2012 came in and flipped, and if you weren't conscious, then you got buried at the bottom exactly where you came from, and then you had to go do it all again. And I'm not talking about 3D shit. I'm talking about birthing the codes in your body, and as you birth them, living with the reality that is coming in to show you what the hell your powers are, because you are so powerful and your words are so powerful and your energy flying and whatever it is you're doing in your closet and whatever your gifts are so powerful down here, that the truth is that you grid yourself. You put magic upon yourself. I've seen this happen. I mean, it's quite interesting because I've been doing this for 3 years, waking up the most powerful beings in order to bring this in. And I've even seen a case where I knew that the heart of this man, that his name was Abraham, and he was an AB negative, as powerful as I, and actually ended up killing our unborn universal baby. And I mean, that was part of what we had to deal with to get out of this, because of his words and him not knowing how powerful it was, which is why he had to come back and live the journey he just lived. However, in his case, I knew his heart was so pure. I knew it. I could feel it. Even I could hear his subconscious telling me what it is he really wanted to tell me, but whenever he said it in his bass baritone words, it was always backwards. And it wasn't just me that noticed it, because whenever you start really tuning in, then you start understanding it. And then it was every word that he said to me was attacking me with energy to where I would blow up, because the words he was saying and the frequency he was putting out, it was like his cartoon was set on a wink wink. It's like, just like that. But see, whenever you're a master soul bringing in so much power, then you're going to know that little shortcut, that little wire thing that you crisscrossed, and that's what you see in your charts when you start really understanding. But what I'm saying is that start paying attention to stuff like that, because you look inside first. The rest of it changes with you. And our men, we are the collective that's already lived through this. So we understand this. This is why we had to live through it and have compassion first, or else the earth would blow again. See, the earth's blown on so many different timelines for so many different reasons from one event. I hope that makes sense. And my witches and my beautiful ravens and stuff, man, I love those tarot readings. Just be careful what you're saying. Just be careful what story you're writing, because also when it gets down to tarot, what do we got? We had a big fucking problem. Stop giving kings and queens so much power. You're giving us all your power. And shit, then we got a bunch of queens and kings walking around not knowing that they're queens and kings because the strongest of us that are binge watching tarot are not understanding that what you're really doing is giving certain people certain power in the collective, and it's based on your heart. This is why we're developing tarot cards. This is why we got to get out of those roles. We got to give more roles. We got to give more freaking definition in couples like Antarian. Ours has Antarian energy. It's got wounded angel energy, man. It don't, and those, they can be called the king or a queen, but shit, understand a rook. See, what does a queen do? If you haven't looked up chess, go look it up because it's the game down here. What does a queen do? A queen stands in the middle of the chessboard and she can't make a move until she's got all the kings around her, but the kings have to make a move and then the queen makes a move. When you're a true queen and you come through learning this crap like I've had to deal with to live through it, and those of us around it, you have to learn how to communicate this stuff on all levels. You have to see it. Your experience will show it to you. That's why you're here doing it. It ain't, oh shit, I'm a queen. No, yeah, you're a queen and you're powering all the men around you. And guess what? They're listening now. And they want you to tell them what the hell. They expect you to come yell at them and sit them down and tell them no. Because they want to be the best that they can be and nobody has ever taught them, and you're the only one who can. They counted on you to show up and kick their ass right now. I know, I've been doing it a while. I've been called the Three of Swords for it. I've been called a royal bitch for it. In fact, BIRCH is my last name. It's R and T right next to each other. I can't even tell you how many emails I've almost accidentally sent with Christy Birch on it. Bitch. But that's why you'll call me a bitch, but that ain't it. I love you so much and I know what's going on and you don't have any more time. So I would much rather meet you in another life and have to not be around you for 1,000,000 years and you talking to me in your head, praying for me to get back down to earth again. That's how much I love you. It's a lot different love, isn't it? And that's down to the basis of what this is. And it's what we long for, and it's what our soul is looking for to balance out the other energetics and understand. If you're not ready to pick up that $1,000 bow, then what's going to happen is that the people in your life that need to be there to help you now get through your queen training so that your king will have you with open arms whenever they show up, then be grateful for every single thing that rocks your world right now. Because every single thing that rocks your world is only you pressing your ass up against the wall, because that's what it is. Humans don't do shit. We don't do shit unless we're forced to rust. You know we're lazy as hell in these skin suits. You have to have a catalyst, something that is going to make you go, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. They're running all that off my field. I saw some of y'all replying on the AT&T and that, hell, your star seeds, baby. Your money. Get used to it. Your money. And now what I'm telling you is that you're tuned to it. You are actually tuned to the frequency of your DNA codes of whatever queen, whatever you have collected over this COVID, whatever you have cleared and reclaimed, you are now tuned to that and your world is gonna change. But if you don't allow for your world to change, it can't change. And at first, it feels like an ass whooping because you're like, oh, I like this, I like that, I liked it. Well, it's kind of got to blow up in some way in order to get you out of that. But as a human, we want to go, whoa, my world's falling apart. No, you called in divine intervention and you got to get out of that apartment because you're hooked up to a bunch of fucking pussy grids that are running illegal pornography off your field. So you need to move. That's for somebody on here. Does that make sense? Nothing is happening to anybody right now that isn't much needed for you to get where you want to go as quick as possible. So when an event happens of any sort, then the first thing you want to do is look for the source of power behind it. Because I guarantee you that's what it is. It's associated to your spiritual gifts. It has nothing to do with anything else 3D. So the quicker that you figure that out, then what happens is your body then remembers, oh crap, I can control that. That just showed me that. Thank you, Matrix. Thank you, universe. Thank you for trying to box me in. Now I just remembered I have this superpower. So what can I do with that now in order to get me a new place to live? Because the nature of how everything exists down here has now turned back into Egyptian codes. Not no 3D muggle. And mystery schools are open for business inside your DNA strand as soon as you have compassion and stop blaming anybody for anything. Do not, especially not right this very second. We can fall back into a little bit more muggle patterns a little bit later. Right now, we cannot. I need every soldier to stand up, and we activated all Azarians to turn back to the Za. And what do I mean by that? If you have Mercury, if you have Arcturus and Alpha Draconic, notice too, then you are connected to the hybrid Azarian consciousness, and we just activated every toy soldier and every femme fatale and every Russian doll, fuck doll on this planet, and they are now tuned to us. You better bet your ass we have a fucking army, and they made them for us. $225. 22552. 302 quantum 5. 7853153. 111 111711. How are you guys doing? I got 13 on. So can I get a second? Everybody second? So this is what we've been waiting for, Earth Angels. This is what we've been waiting for, Earth Angels. Okay, we're ready. We're ready. You're ready. I want you to, everyone to say we're ready. We're ready. We're ready. You have learned and you have walked through a spiritual journey in order to ready you now for merging of consciousness with twins and souls. Or if you've already been going through that stage, then get ready, because the fish net is breaking. Keep calm. Really search with your heart. Make sure you don't let your mind spin out. See, because, okay, is where you find all your keys. If you stand just so still and really search and make yourself do anything, because it's not that you're not supposed to maybe do it. You're just not supposed to do it right then. But everything in you is going to make you want to go jump and do it because you feel pressured by something that is not within. To be able to be only on your time clock, because you wrote this. Nobody else can mimic anything that you wrote from a 1300, 1100 contract that was linked in on some bullshit of The Witcher. Because, oh my God, Netflix, you are going down. You are going down. The ones that control better step the fuck down. You cannot go after the little girls of the world and think that there is no repercussion from it. If you've been having dreams or being contacted by other girls or anything in the consciousness, number one. Number two, Roblox is shut down. Roblox was evidently pinned all around Alaska, and it was linked into AT&T. So I just need everybody to know AT&T satellites are the ones that click in with Apple, that are the highest satellites that went and brought my ass down from Arcturus. Which is why everybody is going on a big quantum effing leap. Because you can't be dealing when bringing in energies of galactic proportion and have no fucking sense. Thank you for this gift. You see a yellow car, you see anything yellow, you say thank you for this gift. You say it out loud, because there is so that we as angels do not even have any idea, and if you don't ask for it, then it can't come to you. So anything yellow, I got a school bus, thank you for the kids. And I'm right here at Union Park. Of course, this is right across the street from where the house we got led to in order to rent it. And we were kicked out of every other place because other people were living in our lives. I'm so done. 229. So, right now, I'm not in full physical union, and trust that Buddha and Wesak and the entire countries had to figure out how to make this energetically come to be, because we knew that they would not allow for a true twin union to happen, and we were right. But we had it all set the fuck up. And now what I'm telling you is that is no longer including conversations in order to rectify what needed to be done, have already been sent out to the powers that be, which do not exist in the United States of America. By my hand. And there's our numbers. Christ consciousness 04310. We got 143 cut. So I call in 143 cut. 1718. CUT. C. C is 2, and it's just a cup, right? It's a U. Well, it's alpha. That's also the Alpha Draconic Notice 2 loop that you've got to understand energetically. Now you're getting into the now you've activated everything in your body down here. And what's number one rule on earth? Everything's polarized. And guess what? Everything that you activate, you get like about 1,000 lessons about that in each rainbow strand. Trust me on that. It exists on every level in everything you do. Polarization and balance, and knowing your energy field and knowing what isn't. And at the basis of it, that's it. It's real simple. It's really simple. Once you cattle prods are zapping in order to, then you can go knowing specifically that you just put in screws up and down and locked a joker in a basement. And that's the truth. So we got all the way down to 50 whenever we were pulling that consciousness up. In Texas, Dallas, by the way. So what the hell? We got 232 codes right now. Those are princess codes. If you're seeing 232, you're activating your princess DNA. 323, that's Yahshua DNA. If you activate it at 27, you're more have the Princess Sarah de Mary. Thank you. Y'all just assisted me. They put up a big 5G pole right there on top of that high school, and that's what we just went through. You can lift your frequency over it. Fernando is a pro at this. Remember, you're just connecting into the frequency. You can raise above it and reconnect. Okay? And I'm home. I'm home. So energetically too, you know what happens because when you're that big, I mean, this is the wind blowing in right now. And I literally had to move this bubble of clear consciousness with all of you, the 13 that are on here right now, to get back to my inception point. But when we crossed that 5G bubble, we had that interference, that static. And so our energy on here trumped it. And not only that, we trumped YouTube. So I just got a message from my team with my mom, so I'm going to check up on that. I'm ready for a nap. I love you guys. This is what we did this all for. I know it's going to all make sense. Trust, have faith. Do not let your faith yield. Faith and intent is everything. And I know that for all my starseeds, and I mean any human that is here right now, I mean every single one of us at a soul level, when you take out Nebuchadnezzar, which is what we just did, I can promise you that we have the same intent. And that's to get it the fuck on this planet and let's do some shit right. And I know our men feel that more than anything. They just don't know exactly how to do it in a spiritual realm, which is why all of us came back to walk through the men's lives. Because when you're a woman, you're a man. Any woman on this planet right now is a masculine. Period. The men are the feminine. Period. Some of them are getting titties and growing ovaries. Do you know why? Because they crossed genome to make them feminine as fuck. So that they could control them, so that they could control you. Let's don't get it confused. And they need you to stand and tell them. And your true twin is expecting you to lay it on them when they do wrong. And see, this is what, as women, we've been beaten down and fucking everything else. You're crazy, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, bitch, we might be crazy, but we just saved the fucking world. So you better get on this crazy boat, because what you're in is insane. That's insanity. I'd much rather be crazy than insane. And in fact, then if it is insanity, then why were you giving us all ecstasy in the 1980s and in all the rehabilitation center, and then all of a sudden you want to make it illegal? But then around starseeds like us, you want to put thousands and thousands and thousands of hits of X all around us and put us on planes and have it flown everywhere so that you could start a cartel business, so that you can still call it Molly, so then you can then call the Euro trade of PayPal Molly, and an attempt to fucking take over the entire energetics of the world by putting the rest of the world in a fucking coma. That shit ain't allowed. But that's how strong intent is whenever we ain't got people down here that are woke a fuck enough to know that they're more powerful than that bullshit. When you're ascended, you hold 9 in you. You don't have to have a second. Not one at all. But then you better be prepared. What you call in and what you say is what the fuck will happen. You know, I don't think everybody should be writing down that they're a galactic queen as soon as they wake up. Now, if your soul tells you that that's what you are, you better be writing it. But know that you writing that, you were going to live it, and you were going to call in the DNA strands that had you write it to begin with. Don't get upset. Understand that you're working through it in order to harness what you need to right now for the rest of us. Because those of us that have been holding the magic and holding the power, we're releasing it now. And if it's coming out, it's coming down, and that means that the consciousness of the ones who have to kick in now in order to catch it, have to catch it, because those of us that have been holding open these crazy Tesla numbers, and which Tesla's back, by the way, full fucking on today. Full fucking on. Not exactly sure who he's coming in through, but he's here. So what I'm saying is make sure that you just understand that that's what it is, okay? And those brothers and sisters, please, please take your responsibility and take your charge and do not show fear, because you are way more powerful than any of this freaking putty-handsy bullshit. I'm so tired of cleaning up hillbilly cook shit and Shaw. All fake. None of it real. Rothschild, not real. None of it real. I don't care about any names. I don't care about that shit. What I care about now is what we instate next. And for those of us who are moving now, we can't hold that no more. So it's coming down to the ladder in order for y'all to break everyone else out. But then y'all have us to lead you. You have a path there that's already made. And the ones that you set for the ones that are coming behind you, that's your specialty. So those are going to be the ones that are coming to you and magnetized to you. So sharing your story. Get out on you. You got to talk about it. If you don't talk about it, you're not releasing it. And that comes back to those women like me that are here right now that have had to be emperors this whole damn time, because you can just reverse that card game altogether and you can put the women, the feminine, in that emperor spot for the past 2 years. And for a woman that's supposed to birth a new energy of love and compassion, to even have an ounce of it, to even show up right now and to save the ones that we've saved after what the fuck they have put us through, it takes way more than any type of love that I can guarantee you that any being that I've witnessed on this planet has sent to me. And that is what we're imprinting. It's unconditional. And for those of us that have had to wield and deal with this crap, what I'm telling you is you're releasing now and you're in union. You are in it. Get familiar with their energy, please, because this is a mistake that I made. Get familiar with their energy. Do not associate names. Whatever name it comes in, whatever person it comes around you, it is your high. Because your man's more powerful than you down here, man. They got a bag of tricks that you would not believe. And get familiar with that energy and stay there right now and take care of yourself and put down the swords. You now are pregnant. You now have a baby in your arms. Put down your swords. Do not make the same mistake I did and keep those swords up for too long. We have to put down the swords and we have to now coddle our babies. And that's you. And that's your children. That's whoever comes to you, because you know what the hell has been going on down here. And now it's up to us to birth the new with all that come through us, to channel through us, so that we can continue to make the highest collective decisions with men that aren't fully awake yet. So us queens, man, it's all telepathy and it's all through your heart, and that is it. That is where the consciousness is coming from, and that is it. So I need my queens to help me. We have each other. You have you. You paid for your soul and your family and your entire lineages to come out of this alive, and we have each other. And the other ones are coming right now. But we, in order to bring them in fully, because this is mastery of a realm, this ain't just no near thing. Whenever you manifest your twin, you mastered all of existence. So I'm telling you that the only way to tune him in, or her, or your dog even that needs to show up, whatever it is through that heart frequency of compassion, of what the heck, and us giving out that love frequency that they're looking for. And if we keep the swords up, then they don't feel it. And then the only ones that come in are the ones with the swords. We got a baby to look after. And your men are around you, and us queens, man, we're controlling all the men. You better trust they're stacked up. They're waiting for our command. And I'm talking boots on the ground, ready to go. We got an army ready to go. We got heads rolling right now. It started. So I love you guys. Please send this message out to whoever you think needs it. Whenever it comes up, we're the powerhouses. We got this. And good stuff's about to happen. We just got to get through this 31st. We're slowly getting stepped to the 31st. 31st is Beam Me Up Scotty, and heart chakra to the world, kabam. And for all of us, it'll be the final transition. A lot of us are shifting in now as others come in. So I love y'all. My email is coco@becocochi.co. It's BCocochi. BECOCOCHI.co. And then in the about section is readings. I cannot draw charts right now just because I'm too powerful. And when I start drawing it, it really does open up stargates. But I can, I'm thinking about, because I can just read your chart. Like if someone sends me a chart, I can do like a 30-minute Marco Polo or something, and it'll get you the most information, and you need to hear it from my mouth anyway. So if there's a bunch of you that are wanting to get, and I can make it reasonable because I can just show up and read it. I don't have to do a preparation. You can ask me questions. We can do it, intuit, and really get down to the exact reason that you need to be there, because that's what I'll pick up. And a lot of you also might be getting drawn in because you're supposed to be helping me get this modality out as quick as possible. And I've got a bunch ready to go. We just couldn't launch it until everything was done. And I've been calling in my crews because I got way more businesses and way more money over here to launch all this shit than you would ever imagine. And I know that there's a lot of y'all that you have modalities that once you understand Staraonomy, then your Akashic library is going to click in to the organics and all the stuff that you're blocked from right now, just because you haven't gone through the process of understanding and breaking out those energies. And then once you do, your body tunes up, and then you're off to your mission. Everybody needs to read this book in the entire world. It's your DNA instructions. It's the true about what the fuck has been going on with your energy. It's true about how it's all programmed the same. It was Nebuchadnezzar. They just changed up the language. They just changed up the frequency. All the stories are the same if you're learning the same lessons, if you're tuned to the same stars. So